testing session 1, Silverstone.
Hello everybody and welcome to our first video of the 2026 season, which we're proud to announce is coming from the brand new Silverstone Kart circuit. It feels like a lifetime ago since we ended the 2025 Northern season at Rd1 back in October, and I can assure you we are ready and itching to get back behind the steering wheel again for what is going to be our biggest year of karting so far. So for this season, we're going to be competing in both of the Club 100 Championships, the North Championships, and the South Championships, a total of 14 rounds with there being 7 rounds in each. This means we'll again be taking on plenty of new tracks, but also we'll be heading back to tracks we are already familiar with, and that's where we're looking to push on and move higher up the leaderboards. I have to give a huge shout out to our friend who, without his support, none of this would be happening, as financially we just couldn't afford this on our own. He has stepped in knowing I would never have asked for the support, and has funded this entire season for us, as well as a new PC for editing and the kart sim software for Oscar to get some at-home practice in before each racing event. Well, each racing event, except for this one at Silverstone today, as Kart Sim have not yet added this new track to their platform, so no advantages for us today, unfortunately. So let's get into this weekend's event. We are now heading out for test sessions 1 and 2. Race day is tomorrow, so this is a great opportunity for Oscar to get in some track experience, learn the lines, and hopefully give himself better odds for tomorrow's main event. After all, our season's aims this year are A finals on the tracks we've previously raced on, and silverware when we do end up in the B finals. Please note that this rounds format only applies to the Club 100 Northern Championships. There's a different format for the Southern Championships, which includes a C final. I'll explain in our first video for the Southern Championships in around late March when I release that video. Okay, here we go, and as you're about to hear me say to Oscar, he's going to get soaked. Yes, the rain came down and it came down in biblical proportions. We had been at the circuit for 3 hours and those ugly gray skies had refused to break. So while Oscar was sat here in his kart, I quickly ran his waterproofs back to the car. A massive mistake.
It's raining. Literally, he sits in there and he
A little secret, Oscar said he wants it to rain. So let's go. Oscar's being cautious on this first lap. A new track in wet conditions and no idea where the most grip will be. This is what testing is all about. So can Oscar learn enough about the track today to give him an edge over other racers for tomorrow's championships opener? We're coming on to lap 3 now, and as you can see, the heavens are really starting to open up, which is leading to rapidly changing track conditions, or so we thought. Heading towards lap 6 now, and as you can see, some karters are spinning off the track. It's getting slippy out there. So here comes the monsoon, and we're about to lose sound quality as water gets inside the camera.
absolutely bloody soaked, getting drenched.
Oops, we want to stay off these runoffs as much as possible. It's now absolutely soaking wet out there, and there goes Joshua Robinson. We're expecting big things from him this season. Can we keep up and try and learn from him?
That's the end of the race. I'll stop that there.
He uses all the curbs through this upcoming section. That's something we can look to emulate later. He now has a faster exit speed than us. And on this next corner, you can see his tire marks. He carried a wide line in as we do, but he caught a better late apex than us. And that brings the first test session to an end. Here are the timing sheets for that session. As you can see, Oscar finished in P17 of 33 drivers for that session, dead center of the pack. It's a positive start. We have to remember this is only Oscar's 6th round of Club 100 and his 6th time in a Rotax kart. He is still essentially a rookie.
Managed to get everything, yeah? How was that? What do you think of the track? We're filming twice here, aren't we? Yeah. Oh.
How was that?
Session 1 survived. Yeah, so we're literally just stepping away from the track now. Just got out of his kart. And the rain stopped. It's unbelievable. It's barely even spitting now. It's just absolutely belted it down all throughout that. It's crazy. Back to the car, try and dry off and warm up a bit. Test session 2.
This turned out to be a very difficult session for Oscar. The rain from the first session had soaked upwards into the padding inside his helmet, and this meant that throughout this session, his visor fogged up internally. He described it afterwards as like putting your hand flat against your face. That was his vision. So ultimately that cost him a lot of time, which afterwards reflects on the timesheet. However, it's again another learning curve for us. We know next time to be prepared for this. This is why testing is important. So although it's no longer raining, there's actually more standing water on the track, which slowed everyone down a little. Of course, traditionally, drivers will follow the wet lines in these conditions. However, that rule doesn't apply here due to this being a brand new track, fresh tarmac with no rubber laid down yet over the normal dry racing lines. What this means is the normal dry racing lines still have the same amount of grip as the slower wet racing lines. And frustratingly, I was told that Oscar needs to follow the dry lines while he was sat out in the pit lane about to enter the track. It was too late to let him know. So again, another learning curve. Although it's not every week you'll be racing on a brand new track. This combined with Oscar's lack of vision meant this was a bad testing session in terms of lap times, but a great one in terms of being prepared for tomorrow. And here's why I pointed out earlier, we need to avoid these runoffs. They can cost you heavily on speed, especially onto the finishing straight. You're about to see how following the wet lines is only compromising us in this session as we get caught out going wide into the turn. The other driver still gets a better exit speed than us taking it tight in the wet. And again, we're about to lose out by staying on the wet line. If only we had known this before the session started.
You gotta follow the dry line.
From the onboard camera, you can see just how wet it was out there, despite it not raining throughout this session, as this track seems to hold onto a lot of standing water. So we find ourselves in a lowly P23 out of 27 racers, but it's been a good learning experience, and we can take these lessons into tomorrow. But for now, we need to get to our accommodation for the night and get Oscar's suit, gloves, neck brace, and boots on a radiator to dry out, as they are all soaked through.
Are you still filming?
Yeah.
How was that?
Just lost vision.
You flat?
It was all foggy in the middle of the
You couldn't see? Visor's all steamed up. Alright then. Do you want to have the clear one on tomorrow then for racing? Yeah, because your times are down on that one. I don't know how it compares to your first race because I haven't looked at the times yet. But you're further down the grid this time. Out of 33 I think it was. Look at the car. That's cool. Out of 33 I think you got 24 this time. So 17 the first one. Oh, right then. Yeah, look at the camera. Ugh, all gooey.
We got lucky. The lady who owned the property we were staying the night at welcomed us in and set up this heating rack for us. It meant the next morning we had managed to completely dry out Oscar's suit, gloves, boots, and neck brace. But stupidly, I left his helmet in the car overnight so it remained wet inside, and unless I found a solution, Oscar would be out on track with reduced visibility again.
Well, it's looking like a lovely day too. Ready to get wet? Again.
But first, let's see what our new kart number will be for the North Championships this season.
Right then. I've guessed number 79. What are you guessing? Sorry? 42. Alright then. We'll see. 79 and you've said 42, I've said 79. So this is the number for the season. Oh. I don't know. You're right, it's Oscar Mallett.
Oscar?
Yep.
Oscar Mallett, yeah?
That's it, yep.
Any relation to Timmy?
No, unfortunately, no. I've had that all the way back from the 80s, you know, I've had that all growing up.
Sorry. 25 red, Nicky.
25, yeah.
So there it is, kart number 25. That's the one you need to look out for when watching the live streaming on YouTube.
So it's looking like another stinking, horrible wet day today. But this is what Oscar wanted. So we're just going on a track walk. This is the first track we've actually raced where you come down over the tram lines to start there and you go into a left bend. Every other track we've ever raced goes into a right bend, so this is something different.
Moving through the city under broken lights. No plans ahead.
It's a shame we're not filming you on that side of the fence. Maybe one day. If you win the lottery.
Running through the quiet.
I think if you use too much of it, you're going to go flying out onto the runoff over here. And these runoffs are specifically designed to slow you down. So if you can keep all four wheels inside the white line and not get caught up in that, because that is horrible. But you can see in the grass where people have been having a few offs. So it's quite a rough corner this is.
Do it all I want is someone to lead.
But for this season, unfortunately, and it comes down to parents complaining last season, they're not allowing cameras on the karts for the trophy finals, which is the pre-final and the main final. So we'll get kart footage from the practice as we did in the testing yesterday, and we'll get some more in the qualifier. The rest of it is going to come down to me then, filming from trackside, and the view is pretty awful. All I can do is film Oscar when he comes through this one section behind where we just walked. Now if you go up on top of the building in the far distance over there, the view from up there is absolutely brilliant. As far as I'm aware, from what I'm told, as you can see, there's nobody on the roof at the moment. They're not letting people up there to film the races. So I'm imagining they're calling this one Museum Corner. That's what we'll name it. What's it like braking down here? Because you're braking downhill for this one. Do you have to come out wide, or can you take this one tight? Don't know really. He had 2 test sessions yesterday, he doesn't know yet, so hopefully he'll figure it out today. Yeah, because this has got a real camber. It's hard to see on the camera. I've turned this to like 1x zoom because you're on wide. It really does dip down to the left and then drops down quite a steep hill. Hopefully that's coming out on camera. But again, just for realism, this is the actual 1 scale view. And I do remember watching Brad Philpott coming around here on his video as he was figuring it out for the first few laps. To make sure he carries enough pace to come right out by the runoff. And the runoff, this section here, is lovely and flat. So if you do come out, you want to get on that and get off it before this last section here, which goes back to the, I forget the professional name for it, but the bit you don't hear. And there's so many different layouts. Now I believe they used this one on the right here, didn't they, in the Brad Philpott video? They came up here. Whereas for today, I could be wrong, but I'm absolutely sure they did. Today it looks to me like they've opened the track up. And the surface here is absolutely pristine. Lovely and smooth, and even in the wet yesterday, the racers were saying the grip on here is just as good as it is in the dry. So today we followed the dry lines, not the wet lines. And I think the wet lines yesterday, combined with Oscar's visor fogging over, put them two together. If you took them two out of the equation, Oscar would follow the dry lines and then not had his visor fog up. I think we'd have been around or possibly above mid-pack. The goal is to get into the top half of the group that we're in, and then that should give us an A final. I can't underestimate how cold it is. My hand filming this is numb. It is freezing today. I've been filming for coming on 11 minutes and I can't feel my fingers. So we've got some waterproof gloves for Oscar, and we've also got some hand warmers in the boot of the car. And that building isn't finished yet, they're still constructing it. You can actually see where they haven't put all the panelling on. They're all the way across the bottom section. And we're told that the track's not officially due to open until the end of March. So it's quite an honour that we're here and we're involved in the first ever Grand Prix to take place on the Silverstone Kart track. Should we try and dive bomb them? Let's go for it, let's go. Light dive bomb. I think we can do these two, get them on the inside. So Oscar will be coming out wide where they're walking now. Cut across and try and catch, I'd imagine, a light apex on this corner. Light apex, we'll just carry the speed all the way through to a nice flowing left. Come down and we're coming onto the tram lines back to the start of the track. Oscar's starting in, I believe, 21st position for the practice and for the qualifier. And there's not many behind him. We've got Alfie Cowles directly behind him, and then Harry Kennedy. Hopefully, if the three of them have a chat before the race begins, before the qualifier begins, they can work together and get some slipstream off each other. Alfie was rapid in his session, but he was put into the lightweights, not in the super lightweights, and he had about a 10 kilo, maybe plus advantage. So he finished P4 in the lightweights, ahead of experienced competitors like Dan Griffin. So we're not expecting to be quite that high up the grid in the super lightweights, but we'll see. And if he is, he's got to get past us. And that is a full lap of Silverstone Grand Prix kart track. I'm trying to get a still photograph. Smile. Okay. Right, and this is practice session, race day number 1. And that's a very hot exhaust pipe. Right then. Yeah, that's for me. Okay. See you on the other side. Okay, yeah, really push it. Okay.
Oh, you've got me back. We've got the voiceovers going again with a new microphone.
Oops, I think that was the wrong setting.
How about this one? Is this the right one?
That's better. This is the right one. Oh, I was having fun then. Right then, we're on to another practice session. If you want to skip it, then just skip ahead to the time that's showing on the screen now. So I'll whip through this one as quickly as I possibly can because it's starting to feel like a video of just testing and practices. But for this one, Oscar's got a crap kart, as you're about to see right now, with it not starting up in the pit lane. Anyway, like I said, I'll just quickly show some highlights. We'll get through this and then we'll get on to the qualifying session. I don't know what Oscar was doing there. I think he just wanted some action. The kart ahead now puts 2 wheels onto the ripple strip, and even though Oscar runs out probably a bit wider, the kart ahead is just gone. We just don't think this kart for practice was very good at all. You look at that one ahead, just absolutely out of there. So after a disappointing test session yesterday, second session that was, really Oscar needed a good session in this one. He needed a bit of positivity from it and some confidence to take forwards. But this kart was oversteering through the tight sections, costing him massively on exit speed. This happened. And as you're about to see, when he tries to get back on track, the kart wouldn't start again. So luckily we got this one out of the way in a practice session, because if this was a qualifying kart or a pre or a final kart, we wouldn't have had a chance.
Don't give it so much throttle.
And that brings to an end a very disappointing practice session, one where Oscar got overtaken by about 5 or 6 karters, couldn't keep pace on anybody that was ahead of him, was oversteering going through some of the tight bends, losing loads of exit speed, as you can see here. absolutely pants kart. But what I will say is I'm just a few days now after round 1 of the Club 100 South took place. So I'm editing this late. I'm trying to catch up, learning a new PC. And I can tell you that from seeing Oscar out at Wilton Mill, what we're seeing in this session now from him isn't Oscar. The kart that he's in now just did not allow him to express himself, you know, to do anything that he's capable of doing. His pace, his kart craft, nothing shone through at all in this session. Neither really in the previous 2 test sessions yesterday due to the conditions. So let's hope, as we're going into qualifying now, that the gods sprinkle a bit of luck on us and that Oscar can get a decent kart and put on a good show. Oscar's now just gently removing the camera.
Okay, this is round 1. This is Silverstone. Club 100. This is history, everyone. Club 100 are the first championship to run a race meeting here on this circuit. That's because we're the best.
Oscar's just lining up then for the qualifying. It's going to hopefully at least be close if he doesn't get it. Hopefully very close to it. We were 2 seconds off Jaden's pace in the last race, but it was 2/10 off him. So I don't think the car was great. And that's one, as you said, it cut out twice. It didn't restart every time. So hopefully it's a different car for this one. We'll see how he does. Objective is to make top 13. Right there, qualifying. So we now need to try and attach ourselves essentially to the driver ahead, stick our kart close as we possibly can to his bumper and try and work with him throughout his session. The difference that you get from slipstream is enough to make up the extra tenths that will get you a lot further up the grid. We are out there with 26 racers and our objective has to be top 8, as it's roughly the top 8 or the top 3rd that should be heading on to the A finals. Will Oscar just suddenly turn the day around and pull that out of the bag? It's not looking likely, but he's going to give it his very best shot. I'm going to let this one play through. I'm going to leave the live timing that you can see just popped up now on the bottom right corner, so you can see where Oscar is throughout the race. You can see what position he's in, and fingers crossed he can make it. This is the first qualifying lap just about to begin now. Enjoy. So the idea of working with the kart ahead has gone straight out the window. Let's get a couple of laps in, see if we can close up on the people ahead and go from there. Oh, we have a spinner there. It shows that the track conditions are still a bit greasy. With things how they are at the moment, Oscar's sort of out all on his own in no man's land, and a whole pack ahead of him now, all working together, all helping improve each other's times. It's not looking very positive. I think a mid-pack finish for Oscar here would be a good result. It's going to be difficult to get much higher up than that. Although having said that, a P9 position is a really good start. So fantastic opening lap. Let's see if we can hold on to that, and that puts us around about where we need to be in the top third. P11 over the, well, now P12 over the finish line after lap 2 is decent. I'd say we'd be very happy with that at the moment. The first lap, of course, there was a yellow light, so that was really inconsistent. And as you can see now, Oscar's down to P14, so 15. You know, the longer the race is going on, he's slowly starting to drop down the grid. So we do need to get on the back of these karts ahead as quickly as possible and try and make them positions back up again. Yeah, there's too much battling going on there for position out there. That's really harming Oscar's time. This lap was quite far down. A couple of these races here, I think he's got the pace on, and we probably need to either back off or pull away from them. So yeah, this is frustrating to watch. Oscar wasn't very happy about this when he came off track. Here's what it is. This is racing. All this battling that's happening now adds another 3 seconds to Oscar's lap here, and the same I think it is on the last lap as well, or the next lap. Just completely destroys any chance he's got of a good qualifying position. And there goes any hope that this was a good lap. And so a yellow light now brings to an end what has been an incredibly frustrating qualifying session, or at least I thought it was bringing the session to an end anyway. A Carter there in the grass. There is one more lap to go, but trackside, looking at the timer there, 39 seconds, I just presume that the session was over under the yellow light. And Oscar just didn't seem to get a break in his session. His fastest lap times have came, either out on track all on his own with no slipstreaming, or when he's been battling with other karters out there. It's a completely devastating qualifying session. So I'm about to stop the live timing on my phone from being recorded, and I'll start filming in a second just to bring this session to an end and to find out, of course, what position Oscar finished in. Don't know where Oscar's gone. But that's him over there. If that was the last lap, I don't know what the time is yet. I thought the race had finished, so I stopped filming. Let's go and have a look. He was in 22nd. Yeah, unfortunately it wasn't enough. We came P23, so we're definitely in the B final. Started off well and then got stuck battling. Frustrating. 23. After lap 2, that second time you went over the line was the first lap. First time you went over the line, didn't count, came out there. The first lap was just like going out. Then it was the next whole second lap, you come out to P9. Brilliant. And then the next time it's 3 seconds slower. The next lap, 3 seconds slower. Battling. And it was costing you 3 seconds a lap after that. And then you got up to like one, but yeah, you never got faster than that. First time lap, you never went faster. We've got a smear on the inside of the lens to that. Some moisture's got inside it. So this is the winding bit. We usually do this prior to the event, but we forgot. So when we weighed in at home, Oscar was 64.5 in all his gear. He's just got to cover 60, so let's see what the machine says. So I'm expecting to be a few kilos over. Really, you want to be 61. And that there is Benjamin Hamilton. I didn't look up and realise who he actually was at the time, but he is last year's junior lightweight Southern champion. He would have won the Northern Championships also had he competed in all 5 rounds. He only done 4. He's somebody we aspire to be like on track. He's got a YouTube channel. We've been following him there for a couple of years now. And yeah, I just didn't realise that was him there. So when I say now, you know, we're famous, I wish I'd realised it was Benjamin Hamilton so I could have had a quick chat with him.
Oh, I've seen your YouTube channel, mate.
You recognise the name?
Yes. I'm Benjamin Hamilton.
What's he coming in there? 65?
65.
66-ish. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, cheers then.
Cheers. Good luck for the rest of the day.
Alright, nice one. Okay. There you go. We're famous. We've officially made it. Club 100 staff know who we are. So that's the end of the filming on the kart now, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the end of the filming on the kart for the pre-final now and the final. Is pre-final next? Yeah, pre-final and final. I'll try and get a balcony spot and try and get some good footage done with my phone. And so there we go. So Oscar's definitely starting in the B final. We were expecting mid-pack, so somewhere around about 14th, 15th, I think. If you can climb to the top, still a chance of the A final. There's a chance. There's always a chance. Another disadvantage we've got is Oscar's coming in at 66 kilo, so we're 6 kilos over the weight that we need to be for super lightweights. We could have gone into lightweights and just added another 4 or 5 kilo on in ballast, but so yeah, Oscar's carrying a bit more weight than he needed to, and that's definitely making a difference. We seen yesterday Alfie Cowles, one of the competitors that we knew from Tamworth last season, and he was wrongly put into the lightweights by Club 100, and he was supposed to be in the super lightweights. He finished P4. And on track now with us, he's only just a little bit ahead of us. So that difference, you know, the weight difference, Alfie had a 10 kilo or so advantage over the other drivers yesterday, makes a big difference. And so I think Oscar carrying an extra, say 5, we'd like to be in 61.5 or 61 like last season, but that extra 5 kilo now that he's carrying on top of that is enough to, I think, make that, you know, 1/10 or 2 difference per lap. This is what it all comes down to then. We now move into the pre-finals. Oscar starting P24 out of a grid of 31. Realistically, a good finish in this would be, I think, around about a P10. Top 2, yeah, that's out of reach. We're not going to kid ourselves. I don't think Oscar's qualifying through to the A final from this round. So we will look to get into a position where in the B final at least we can challenge or potentially challenge up towards the podium positions. It's not going to be easy. It's been a very tough day, tough weekend and all, but it's been a great experience, and it's not over till the fat lady sings. So this is the pre-B final. Oscar starting P24. Got some work to do. So anybody who watched our videos of last year will know that Oscar seemed to always come out into the pre-finals and the finals alongside Paige Martin. Now at the time, Paige Martin had the same suit, the same helmet as Oscar. So for me, trackside, it was an absolute nightmare trying to film and keep an eye on which one was Oscar. So here we are, going out into the first race of the season, and again, we're alongside somebody else who's got the same helmet and basically the same wetsuit as Oscar. So I've got to be careful here and make sure I film him all the way, which I believe I did. So they're just coming around to the tram lines now to start the first lap. They're going to line up side by side in formation, and as any parent will probably understand, especially parents that are newer to racing, this is the most worrying time. You know, we just want to make sure that Oscar stays on track, doesn't get into any issues, no injuries, and can race. Here we go. to disappear down into Museum Corner, and it's an anxious wait now for Oscar to come back into view and try and figure out where he is. Oh, he had a look around the outside there, ended up on the runoff and couldn't quite hold the position, but a good attempt. Oscar got very lucky there not to get a penalty for taking his hand off the steering wheel. If you watch this back in slow motion, you'll see Oscar's on the wet part of the track here, and he just can't steer inwards. If he steers too hard, he's going to go into a spin. So it cost him a position on the exit from the corner.
Gotta get the inside there.
Right behind the flat. Watching this back, it's difficult to tell here if Oscar could have got past the karts that were spun out in the middle of the track. As he comes round, the kart on the inside of him takes a tight line, so comes out wide and crashes. Oscar then gets shunted just there into the ones that are stuck in the middle of the track. Difficult to tell if he could have made it past them, but you know, in another time we might have been making up a few positions there. As it is, we come out in P24, the same position we went into it in. I didn't say that.
Actually, preliminary Golf 1 and the other came out into the corner, collecting those on. Hopefully,
That's crashed quite heavily, mate.
he'd made up. He's lost it there.
Nice one, brilliant. Yeah, I was proud of that one. Yeah, Oscar's about to carry a lot of speed into this next left turn just here. I think changing conditions, he's still trying to figure the right lines out. Luckily this time it doesn't cost him. So Oscar's made up about 15 feet over the last lap on the driver ahead, and with a nice clump of karts just ahead of him battling, there's plenty of positions here still to make throughout the remainder of this race. And there's one of them.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Oscar's not quite been at the races today. I think that bump a couple of laps ago has woke him up a bit, so he's really pushing nicely up the grid now. He's showing some good kart craft out there and some good pace. Let's see how much further we can keep pushing. So it looked like the other car today in the red helmet, especially as he looked up to the sky, made some sort of mistake that allowed Oscar to pass into P21. So frustrating not being able to have an onboard camera. We have to make do with what we make do with. And I hope you're enjoying the content. I'm doing my best. So, as I've warned earlier, a little bit of an tuition guide here. If you watch the kart in there behind Oscar in the yellow helmet all the way out onto the ripple strip, he loses a stack of pace. The karter behind gets up alongside him and then has him on the left bend coming down here. So anybody watching this, stay well clear of that ripple strip, otherwise the people behind you will get you. So we're putting some nice pressure now on the karter ahead in red, but can we make it pay? It looks like we can. Oscar's just got to hold it now around this next bend. And that just highlights the importance of having a good exit speed for museum corners so that you can carry that pace up the hill and get the overtakes done.
You're inside. No. Well done, well done. Now it's difficult to know how much longer is left in the race because Silverstone haven't yet got a gantry in, so there's no live timing screen up on there. But what I can tell you is the next lap after this one is the final lap. isn't that just Sod's luck? Isn't that just Oscar's luck? Typical. Oscar did brilliantly in the bump early where Oscar got shunted into the other karts in the middle of the track. This karter here next to him now got quite far away from him. Oscar put on a brilliant show, overtook several other karts, made back up the gap on this kart, caught up with him, took over him, looked like he was starting to pull away from him at one point. And then coming around here onto the final straight, his kart just seemed to have a boost on it and just absolutely, flew away from Oscar. We were talking after the race with a friend, and he says that side draft seems to be a real thing. So you can get the slipstream from behind, as everybody knows, but it also appears that you might get some slipstream down the side of a kart. If that's true, well, you've just seen it here.
Oh, that was the finish line. Bloody typical. Oh, would you believe that? Good racing, dude. Very good racing. I can't believe I haven't got you on the finish line, whoever that is. Held them off for how many laps? Well done there, dude. Really good.
Keep these rough days off my mind.
A P19 finish then. Not brilliant, not where we wanted to be, but it sort of continues with the theme of the weekend. It's just not really gone our way this weekend at Silverstone. This sets us up for a P17 start in the B final. It's going to be difficult. We're just going to give it everything we got, aren't we? We'll see what happens.
Which way? And these are strange times.
Yep. That is gorgeous.
Wow. But yes, I know you're a good guy.
There was now a 5-minute delay while they refilled the karts. We just want to get out there and race. We don't need this anxiety-filled wait.
This is the B final. Oscar starting P17. There's a bit of a delay here. There's a medical something going on the far side of the track over there. So
yeah, we didn't know what was going on, to be honest with you. There'd been some sort of an issue out on track, and a lot of water had obviously been spilt onto the track surface, so they were just out there cleaning that up. And at least while that was going on, we had some eyeball porn going out on Silverstone track. That there is a GT40. That is one of my all-time favourite cars. And now, doing some sort of filming. I don't know what you call the car at the front there. Stunning. Like a Lauren Hardy type car. You've got a couple of Ferraris here. Absolute classics. And an E-Type Jaguar, of course. What a scene. And finally, after what felt like an eternity, around about a half an hour wait there, we can get this race up and running. Oscar will be starting in P17. As you can see at the back there, he's not wearing his waterproofs. The weather really picked up, so we're looking forward to a good dry race here. So let's have a listen to the liner.
Recall who's actually in this race. Joshy Wood starts on pole position. Alfie Kells is alongside him. Jensen Bernard Barnard is in third place. Ella Rowe is fourth. Jonah Young is fifth. Leo Anderson's in sixth. Philip Tracy and Charlie Didieu are seventh and eighth. Noah Johnson starts on row 9 with Chris Clark. Row 6 and P11 Clara Butts. Alfie High alongside in 12th. Row 7 is Harry Kennedy. Connor Nathan is there as well in 14th. 15th Athena Cooper. 16th Harvey Brandrick. Missing my arts there, like Jonathan Ross. Oscar Mallett is 17th. 18th is Theo Wright. Jensen Varden, Ewan Platt, Chayton Kirk and Jake Wood. 19th, 20th, 23rd, 22nd. 23, 24 is Louis Thompson and Riley Chadwick. And then we've got Caitlin Steppenbeck, Freda Wong, Josh Weaver, Craig Borland and Tilda Blue Williams. Okay, we are back racing finally here at Silverstone, and away they come then. Joshy Wood, the 96 on the inside, looking like he's made the most of that pole position. Great start from him. Alfie Kells tries to hang on to second place as well. Let's see how successful he's been in doing so. Jensen Banana Barnard, as some like to call him, has made his way up into second place. We might be saying Banana a lot more on this stream should that continue. Great start from third place for him. That row, that side of the grid seemingly having the advantage as we come around. It looks like everyone's still facing the right way. We did have one car go slightly wide. I think that was the number 12 or 17 in the pink helmet. Potentially Noah Johnson, but we will confirm that when we can. They are still running. In fact, yes, it is the 12. So it wasn't the 17 of Noah Johnson. It was the 1-2 of... who's the 12, Reeve?
The number 12, Carter, is the number 12 of not existing.
Yeah, I've got it wrong.
Yeah.
I had 2 stabs at it and still got it wrong. Excellent.
Oh, I've done that plenty so far today. Possibly number 15, a Lewis Tracy? Would it have been that? Or?
We will figure it out. It's Caitlin Steppenbeck. Excuse me, there is a 12.
Oh, is there? Oh, there is, sorry.
We both missed it. Excellent. And up the inside, great move, Alfie Kells there on Jensen Barnard.
So despite Oscar losing the position just there, that was an absolutely cracking start to the race. Brilliant first lap, up from P17 to P9 and then just down to P10. So let's just hope he can keep pushing forward. It's been an absolutely brilliant start.
Alfie Kells in second. In fact, our front three are as you were, because Jensen Barnard, Banana Barnard, as some like to know him, down in third. Top 3 from the grid, and your top 3 in the rest.
Oh, we might have lost a position there. All depends on the exit speed now up the hill. Come on, Oscar.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah,
and someone's just having us on in the comments.
Nice one. He held it.
One more time maybe later on in the race. But for now, doing a solid job in third is Jensen. And looking for second and taking second back into that last complex there, Seagrave Corner. Siemens now navigated as well, then through Museum. 27's back ahead at 74.
We've definitely got a bit of a kart parity issue here. As you can see, Oscar's touching the bumper of the kart ahead. He's deep in its slipstream, but that doesn't matter. It just drives away from him. And all the way down here, it keeps pulling away from him. And then the kart behind us slips up the inside there and drives right past him. Easy work.
Holds position for now. I think this yellow flag actually up there is indeed. I can see out the window that would be why that driver there just recovering their kart on the exit of the corner. These two still very close together though. Lewis Tracy in fourth behind them. We'll be hoping to catch up in the near future. Lewis Tracy's then got a bit of a gap back to Harry Kennedy and Noah Johnson in fifth and sixth.
Looks like he left it open again. I don't like this bit of the track having to wait for him to come back into view. But yeah, he's held it again. He keeps a good speed round there, which saves him, I think, on the uphill section.
Through that quick sequence of 3 corners club.
The number 16 driver behind us is now closing the gap and starting to put some pressure on us. But as you'll see now, coming through this section, the kart behind him in the white helmet makes a dive bomb. So there's a bit of a battle there that breaks out. That allows Oscar to get away a little bit. And now, if you have a look at the gap now, between Oscar and the car behind him, you can see that just there. That gap will halve by the time we get to the end of this long straight. So Oscar definitely has an issue here with the top end speed on this kart. Let's just hope that we don't have to have a drag race to the finish line again.
Repechage positions are available in this one.
But Oscar's about to make it easy for him anyway. He's about to eat way too much of the curb on the right-hand side coming up here. That unsettles his kart, takes away his pace just on this one here now. And then the other driver just goes straight past him. So we're down to P11.
It might have been that kart that we saw on the exit of Brooklands. We'll have to try and figure that out later on in the race. Yeah, Lewis Tracy's right on the back of Alfie Kells now. Look at that as our leader puts a lap on someone there, I think. Isn't that right? Yes, because that's Jensen Barnard in behind. So we've got a back marker in the mix. Not too slow at back marker line. I don't know what's gone on there. It might be Jonah Young who got that unsafe release penalty. But yes, here we go then. Lewis Tracy lines up Alfie Kells into turn 1. We saw Alfie make a move there earlier on, and he's had one made on him for third place. two reportage positions, as you correctly pointed out, Reeve. Currently Joshua Wood and Jensen Barnard are the ones looking most likely to have a yellow flag through Maggots and Beckett's, just to replace the cones on the inside of those corners. But Tracy then eyeing up Jensen Barnard. Now thinking in a couple of laps time what can be done about that. It is the 87 in there of Chayton Kirk, actually the back marker. So Jonah Young, I'm not quite sure where Jonah Young has ended up, but Chayton Kirk is currently in the mix here. So just bear in mind that the 87 isn't fighting for position currently. There they are on the outside of your shot, and at the inside goes Alfie Kells.
Does indeed Lewis Tracy then leading this trio as they start the next lap up into third position. I am sure, though, we can see the number 74 Alfie behind. He's going to try and claw some of that back, at least as we run through the next couple of corners. We've actually done a very good job here of keeping the likes of Barnard in check. Joshua Wood pretty much checked out at this point, but Barnard not too far up the road with just under half race distance to go. Anything could happen yet if these drivers pick to work together. That is going to be very important in this one. They navigate bridge then all in pretty much single file, but it looks to be particularly strong for Alfie and Harry Kennedy just behind there, closing up a little bit on Lewis Tracy as we run down through the Priory now.
We've got the 45 of Clara Boyce in the mix here. It's not gone too well for Clara. This started in 11th, down in 26th. She's the kart just between, there's your race leader on the left hand of your shot, and then top of your screen you can see Clara there. This battle for second is about to kick off though, Reeve. Looks like Jensen Barnard's coming under significant pressure from Lewis Tracy now, and it's the business end of the race as well. 3.5 minutes to go.
Well, you heard that, 3.5 minutes to go. It's not looking likely now that anything's going to change. Oscar's kart's just not capable itself, I don't think, of closing the gap on the one ahead. And there's nobody for half a mile behind us.
On expertly through that first corner. Tracy to the inside here of Brooklands. Don't think that's come off. No, it hasn't. No. Through Maggots and Beckett's, it's as you were for now. Clara Boyce keeping decent pace to stay ahead of these three as a back marker. Oh, that's very wide for Jensen Barnard, and he's going to need the extra grip and drive out of that corner to hold on to that place. Yeah, just a little too deep in there, and as this is a right-hander and the next corner is a right-hander, but just about hold on to second place, but can't afford many more slip-ups like that.
Yep, the pressure certainly mounting now. We saw that Jensen certainly seemed...
Unfortunately, we can't always produce high-octane, edgy-as-seat, action-packed, frantic racing videos. This is what happens on track sometimes. They can get a bit dull and boring out there. But what I will promise you, because it's already happened at the time I'm editing this, is watch our Wilton Mill video, the next Club 100 round, which is the round one of the Club 100 South Championships. That is the best session we've ever had. We know you'll definitely enjoy that video. It's a lot more positive and upbeat than this one.
Full course yellow there, hardly surprising. It's a fairly high speed part of the course, so this just brings the race back under control once more.
So unfortunately, with 2 minutes left on the clock, this yellow light brings the race to an end. We're now going to spend the next near 5 minutes in single file formation, just moving around at yellow light speed. It's frustrating, we would like to have raced to the end of the race and got an extra couple of laps in, but realistically it wasn't looking like we were going to pick up any more positions, not unless there was an incident ahead and we got a free position. But looking back on the whole weekend, this was definitely the best race of the lot. Oscar moved up from P17 to P11. It's not far off his best finishing positions of last season. He always seemed to finish around P10, P15 in the B finals, somewhere around about there. So we're carrying off in the same sort of vein, that we left off the 2025 season in terms of finishing position. But looking at how things have gone, a few incidents on track, Oscar being shunted into the spun out karts ahead. For example, a bit of bad kart parity, I believe, in this particular race. A few other things, Oscar potentially could have been quite a bit higher up the grid, to be honest with you. So I think he's sort of underperformed a little bit in terms of his own capabilities. Well, I don't just think that. I say that because I know that, and I know that because we've now also completed round 1 of the Club 100 Southern Championships at Wilton Mill. So as I'm editing this, you know, we've passed that round, and that was by far the best performance Oscar's ever put on. Best racing experience we've ever had. I think it was our best day of, you know, over 2 years of racing. So really look forward to editing that video, look forward to getting that one out there, and I'd recommend anybody who's into racing watch that video, because that was a hell of a battle from Oscar. A lot of just missing outs. I'm not going to give away too much in this video, but it was an absolutely fantastic edge of your seat, you know, racing experience. So definitely tune in for that one. Although from now, with this one going live, hopefully tomorrow, by tomorrow I mean Saturday, it's probably going to be anything up to, you know, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe before the Wilton Mill video goes out, but I'll do my best. These are taking me a good 30-35 hours, maybe even longer now to edit. I've had a brand new PC come in, and I'm having to relearn CapCut that I'm editing on. It's a completely different animal to what I've got used of the last year or so on the phone. So bear with me on that. That's coming soon. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy the outro. Can we get one of these today? So close. I'd just like to extend a massive thank you to everybody who supports us, follows us. If you haven't already, please subscribe, of course. That means the world to us. We've got a long history behind us, me and Oscar have, I'll be quite straight about it, with his mum. It's a history of 7.5 years of going through the family courts, just so that me and Oscar and his older brother and sister also can be together, and so that Nan and Grandad can be with them, and, you know, the extended family. This last few years, it's been, many years of difficult time going through family courts for me. I've literally burnt through a lot of the savings that I had, which originally were intended to go towards a new home one day, especially when I had the family around me. The last couple of years now, those savings have mostly burnt up, especially keeping Oscar on track, which I have no regrets about. You know, I'd rather spend it on Oscar and doing what he loves doing in his future than, you know, blowing it on silly things, going away, or, you know what I mean, on myself. So, of course, any support that anybody can give us through liking, subscribing is, of course, massively appreciated, because this is what I'm dedicating my life to try and help Oscar reach his dreams, you know, achieve and become something, you know, make something of himself for his own future family, and so on. So I live for that. I dedicate all my hours to that. I've been out of work for the last couple of years. It's not something I'm proud of, but I've been forced out of running a business, my own brand, which had gone international, that was doing absolutely fantastic. But through government strategies, things in the background to protect the food and the farming industry, because the product I was selling was sort of, you know, in opposition, shall we say, to their industry, they've suppressed me. They've stopped the product I was working with from being imported into the country. They've got the banks to stop working with us. Landlords are forced to kick us out. It's a completely legitimate, legal, clean industry. It's the industry with the most fantastic people in the world working with it, and it allowed me to travel abroad as well. So to lose all that, I'm not a 9 to 5 person. I can't just go and jump and sit on the till in Sainsbury's from 9 till 5. I've got a lot more about me than that. I value my time a lot more highly than that as well. So if anybody would like to get on board supporting us, of course, any sort of sponsorship deal, any sort of support we can get, we will grab with both hands. I have to. I wouldn't do it for myself, but I have to do it for Oscar's future. So, if anybody would like to be a part of this journey with us, would like to see us continuing this journey, because we've had massive support recently, especially from a friend and from my parents. Without them two, we wouldn't be here doing Club 100. The odd team sport session would be pretty much all we could afford. So, of course, anybody who wants to be a part, get on board. Drop a message in the comment section here, or you can message me directly through our Facebook page, which is Oscar Mallett Racing, spelled the same. Or I'm on TikTok as well for Oscar as Oscar Mallett Racing again. But thank you, honestly, just for watching the videos. This is a long one. It took me a good 35 hours, maybe more, to do this one. It's been absolutely immense. As I was saying in the video, I've had a new PC come through. And it's not just been about learning CapCut, which I mentioned in the video. It's about the problems I've had trying to import the video files from a phone and from Oscar's helmet cam onto the PC. You'd think you just connect it with a USB lead or wirelessly, Bluetooth. I've tried all the different methods and had an absolute nightmare. I've got there eventually, but it's cost me many, many more hours, than it needed to. So bear with us. I'm going to start working now I'll probably do Grid Series Round 3 next, just so that there's not too many Club 100 videos coming up in a row on the channel. And Grid Series Round 3, that's going to be, I'll be straight with you now, it's going to be a sarcastic dig at Team Sport Birmingham. Their fleet is awful. And what it's meant for the first 2 rounds that we've managed to attend after Oscar broke his finger and missed round 1 is that we are now very much out of contention for at least P1 and P2. So that video's me coming up next. I'll make that quite a short one, probably 20 minutes, half an hour tops. And then I'll get on to working on the Wilton Mill video, which, as I said in this video, was an absolutely amazing day. The effort that Oscar put in, his attitude, his positive attitude, was brilliant. Compared to Silverstone, it was like night and day. And what he did on track reflected the way he approached it. That was our favourite racing day. It's got to have been in the first 2 and a bit years that we've been karting for. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next one.